Hello everybody, I wanted to make a quick video because I don't really have much to talk about today about all the stuff I've been making. Last week I made a video where I was talking about the work evaluation and stuff like that and how I wanted to focus on doing things independently. And also, by the way, excuse the hair, this is what happens to my hair when one day is super hot and the next day is super moist, so it doesn't know what to do, therefore it looks strange. But anyway, enough about the hair. So I wanted to show you a couple of things I've been making. I already made a video about the lunch wraps that I was making. Let me just grab a few of those. There we go. So this is the one that I made the other day that I showed on camera. I've been making a whole bunch of those because it's just fun and easy to do, and I thought maybe I could do that more professionally. The ones that I've made currently are very hastily done and they don't look super good, but if I could just make them a little bit better, maybe I could go ahead and start selling that. I do need to add then some more professional, like to keep it waterproofing. That is actually also food friendly because otherwise we can't really sell it. And it did make some fun ones, like this one has a half and half on both sides. Look, you got the hearts one and the stripes one, and on this side you got like spots and a regular color, which I thought was kind of fun. So I'm making a couple of those, and this one I think already looks good enough because it looks fun and interesting. So maybe I'll do more of this, like for a professional market. There you are. And otherwise I was thinking about making some bags. Now let's go through a quick bag history of the bags that I've made so far. A while ago I posted a picture on Discord of a bag that I had made, which is not great, but I'll show you the first bag I ever made. If I can find it. I've got a whole bunch of them right here. It's on the table. Oh, hang on. Okay, we're back. So this is the one that I showed on Discord. Like I took a picture and posted it on Discord. It's got this side, this print, and then this print on this side, and each strap has its own print as well. Now this is the first one that I made, and it was not very well done. Particularly the inside has the seams visible, as you can see right there. And on one end it looked kind of ugly, so I wanted to do something about the corner and ended up trying to just kind of like stitch it together like this, which looks really bad. So I would never try to sell something like this. Also, because it's only really, it's fairly thin. I do have two sheets here. I did try to do the same thing that I was doing right now with the double sheets, but still it's not super thick. And also the corners are really ugly. It's not boxed like with the ones that I'm going to show you in a bit. And these handles are super long. Now some people like long handles on their shopping bags, but for me I find it really annoying because you either have to put it on your shoulder, or if you hold it you have to like wrap around your hand a couple of times, otherwise the groceries will be dragging across the ground. And since this is the same type of polyester that I used last time, which only really has a very simple seam right there, it will probably wear down, and then at some point all your groceries are on the street. So definitely wouldn't sell something like this. But I've been making other types. Before I show the other types, I want to show you a bag that they sell at a grocery store. Like one of my favorite places to go is the Albert Heijn, and they have bags like this. This is a single ply, and I think it's the same type of polyester as what I'm using here. Perhaps a little bit tighter knits, but they have the box corners, which is this. That means I took a little triangle out of the corner so that it would kind of stand up like that, and they have their seams visible on the inside, which I personally do not like. Therefore I was trying to make it a little bit better than this, and I ended up well, actually there was one bag in between before I started doing box corners, and that was this one, which looks really cute because it has a whole bunch of lemons. But the issues with this one is I did it wrong. Initially I was going to try to do the seams on the inside, but that didn't work out, so then we ended up with something like this. And as you can see, there's lots of little bits and pieces there because this fabric keeps coming apart. So this bag is never going to look good. Definitely not sell this either. Also, no box corners here, it's just one little point. And the handles, while being nice and big, are loose. I didn't sew them together, so they're a little bit fluffy and puffy, but I do like the design. So probably I'll just make another one with this fabric and then in the style which I'm currently making them. And the first one of those is this one. So in this case, I did sew the handles. So you can see there's like 2 lines of sewing there. It's very crooked with this one. At least it looks crooked to me. I don't know, maybe it's because of the wavy lines it looks crooked. Anyway, so these are shorter handles, as you can see, which is better. And like I said, I've been making them with boxed corners. Can you pop out for a second there? There, this makes it so that when you put the bag down or try to put something in the bag, it has a little corner for things to nest in, and you can get the bag to stand up a little better. And this one has a very wavy pattern on the outside. This comes from the same type of decoration fabric bags that I got from the Action that I used to make the lunch wraps. And I like to combine those with things that look like they match, but this pattern I couldn't match with anything, so I thought I'd make a bag out of it. So I got this one on the outside and then this stripe on the inside. It looks okay together, and it's definitely a good bag because I've used it already. Then I thought, why don't I start mixing it even more, and then I made this one, which has butterflies on the one side and little triangles on the other. And this is the strap, which is a similar color to that. And then in the inside we have this pattern. I wasn't sure what to do about that either. And then the other side we have this one. Now this one I wouldn't sell either because you can already see it right here. I had a little issue with the sizes of the inside and the outside bag. The inside bag, it didn't quite, or rather the outside bag, the one with the butterflies, got sewn a little bit smaller than the inside bag, and that means eventually you're gonna have to overlap it somewhere, and that's what happened here. So I'm trying to make more bags so I can get a little bit more professional with that. And the other thing was the inside, I think, didn't go quite right. Yeah, I'm always very critical when I do stuff, so once you turn this thing inside out, you have to sew up the inside. I don't know if you guys can see that. Probably not, because it's very bright on the camera. Hello? Well, maybe you can see it, maybe you can't. But the thing is that you have to sew like apart from the inside bag to the outside bag once you've turned the entire thing inside out, and then you have a line of stitching, which I think you can see right here. And then when I tried to go back, I think you can see it on this side. I hope. Can you focus on this thing? But I went back to try and do a back stitch so I can lock the stitches in place, and instead of going backward it went up, so now it has like a little V shape on the inside, which does not look very professional. So I mean, some people probably wouldn't mind a bag like this, but I always feel like if somebody's paying for something, it does have to look good. So that's one thing. And that's a perfectly good bag. I'll just use it myself for groceries and stuff like that. I'll just probably leave it in the car in case I go shopping one day and I don't have my bag on me. I'll have an extra one in the car. That's always a good thing about having hobbies like this. You can do that and not spend tons of money on bags, because it's like one of those packets with the 5 pieces of decoration fabric, I think was $150 or $180, under €2 in any case. So basically you have a bag under €2 that you can design yourself. It does take some time, but then you have a bag that's actually completely to your liking, unless you mess it up, of course. But it's cheaper than most bags. So then I went on to this one, which is a very cute bluish teal color, and then these are on the outside and the inside is a plain teal. And this one went a lot better, because of course we have the boxed corners here as per usual, and we have the inside seam over here, which went a little better than last time. You can see that there's like a thick part on either end there. Do need to clip these little bits from the inside out, and that's fine. On the outside we also don't have any of extra bunching that we had with the other bag. I think there is a tiny little bit of bunching on the outside. Yeah, here. But that just looks like part of the seam, because there's always a little bit that's going to be slightly bigger or narrower than the other side of the bag, because these are 2 different bags that you basically sew together. And then if there's a slight difference in length or width, then when you're trying to sew them together for the outside edge, you can see it has a seam there too. Can you see that? I think it's better if I turn it inside out. There we go. So I sew the outside together, and then if there's like any difference in size, you will get a little bit of bunching somewhere. So I try to make that happen on a seam line so it doesn't seem that big of a deal. So that is what I'm working on. I'm just going to make a whole bunch more of these because if I do want to open a store with this or try to sell it, then I think it would be better to have a little bit of stock already. And while I'm doing that, I'm practicing and hopefully getting a little bit more professional with my bag making. So these are good size shopping bags, and I was thinking, well, I'm going to have to check out what people ask for this type of thing on Etsy and places like that, because I don't want to overcharge, but also I do need to get my expenses out of it. Like I said, it's about €2, like materials for the bag, and not counting, of course, the thread that goes into it. And we also need to keep in account that it takes a while to make one. I think it takes, if I do everything correctly, it'll take me a little under 2 hours, I think, for a bag like that. So then that's also something you need to keep in account. Of course, on Etsy, you don't want to charge a whole lot for a simple bag, because even though it's handmade, people are still expecting a good deal. So it's like this balance between, do I charge realistically, or do I like charge a little bit less but get more clients, that type of thing. I'll just have to see how that goes. Either way, that is actually all I have to say for this week, because all I really doing is the usual Saturday stuff. I'm just going to go to the store in a bit, do some things there, probably gas up the car, which is going to be very expensive, like 50 bucks pop is not unusual at the moment, and I have a fairly small tank, like a 30-liter tank, and I usually don't go unless I'm like down to 2 bars, which I think is about a quarter of a tank left. So that would mean I would only really be putting about 25 liters in there. So that makes sense. 25 liters at almost a little over €2 per liter makes about 50 bucks. So that works out. And that's just a small car. Imagine having a large car that takes a lot of gas. So that's it for now. I'm just going to do all of that. Hope you guys have a nice weekend. Make sure to stay healthy and safe and all that. And let me know what you guys are up to. I'd like to know what everybody's doing. And I'll see you on Tuesday for Stardew Valley. And this Friday we'll be doing some more drone stuff together. And I hear that Brandon's actually managed to make it to winter in a single player game. So maybe we'll be able to do that as a group as well. Make sure to stay tuned for that. In any case, bye bye for now.